Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Buffalo Stampede. I'm voice of the Buff, Mark Johnson. I guess we could call this the at-home edition as we bring in athletic director Rick George. Or, Rick, shall we call this the social distancing Buffalo Stampede?
I think either one of them is appropriate. You know, we're figuring this out as we move forward day to day. So, yeah, let's call it either one of those or both. It doesn't matter.
Hey, tell fans what's going on within the athletic department right now. Obviously, no students on campus, no student athletes. Most of us within the department are not around there, obviously. So this is kind of an odd time. How are you kind of handling things from an administrative standpoint?
You know, look, we have calls every day, administrative calls with my leadership team, and we talk about the things that change overnight and kind of our direction on where we're going. We've tried to keep our operations as normal as we possibly can, doing it virtually. All of our staff, with the exception of very few, are working remotely. This is spring break, so we closed down all of our facilities this week so we could do a deep clean and sanitize those facilities. And, you know, we're just communicating as often as we can about different things. And as you know, things change. I mean, even the bolder, you know, that stay at home, work from home, shelter in place just happened in the last 24 hours. So, you know, we've tried to be in front of those as much as we can. And the big thing, though, is communication. And we've tried really hard to communicate with our student athletes and their parents on where we are and what we're doing. And I think that's gone well at this point.
You know, another question I've gotten from a number of fans via social media is, how about coaches and athletes? Are coaches able to communicate right now? I mean, how's that working out for our staff?
Yeah, you know, the coaches are able to communicate virtually. You know, we're working through that with the NCAA and with the conference on what that'll look like next week. We're on spring break, so the rules are a little bit different in the NCAA for when you're on spring break and then when you come back, and in-season, you know, meetings and out of season. So, you know, we're looking at all of that. Our coaches certainly are communicating, but it's not about their sport as much as it is, how are you doing, any questions you have, supporting them in their academic work, because, you know, that's a big change too. You know, we're learning remotely and we're having tutor appointments and study table appointments virtually. And so, you know, the communication piece of that and the support that we give our student athletes from our coaches is really important. And our coaches are engaging them in different ways, but it's really not about their sport as much as it is their health and wellness and, you know, their academic endeavors.
You know, it seems odd under the circumstances we're all living right now to talk about, you know, trying to keep as much normalcy as we possibly can. But in that mindset, you know, in the not too distant future, we would have been doing the Cuspies. We would have had the academic breakfast coming up here at some point. Is there plans for those two big events for the university?
Yeah, we are going to do our academic breakfast virtually. That's really important for us, and it's one of the great days of our calendar year, is being able to celebrate the academic achievements of our student athletes. So we're going to do that virtually, and we're talking about Cuspies as well, and what that'll look like. You know, trying to do that virtually, because that's something that's really important to our student athletes. It's always a fun day. So we're working through all those, and you know, our staff is really worked closely on all those issues to make sure that we can be as normal as we possibly can when we're in hundreds of different places on a daily basis.
You know, I'm not sure how much you can actually talk about this, but in terms of the NCAA and some of the plans about moving forward, spring ball and those types of things athletically, are there any updates in that regard?
No, again, we're you know, meeting with the NCAA and having discussions a lot with them and the Pac-12, and we have a Pac-12 call every day, and you know, we're working through all of these issues, and you know, I'm looking forward to, you know, putting some clarity around, you know, the eligibility issues. You know, what does spring practice look like if in fact, you know, we're able to do something. It'll certainly be different than what our fans are used to and what our student athletes are used to, but you know, we've got different groups working on those things, and you know, as we move through the next several days, you know, there'll be more clarity around all of those issues. And one thing I do want to say is that I'm really proud of Danny Jones being
Yeah.
selected as the National Athlete of the Year. What a significant accomplishment for her. She and Jenny Simpson are the two Buffs that have won that honor, and it's a significant honor for her. And really proud of her and Coach Wetmore and Coach Burrows. And I know it's an exciting time for her. And so I wanted to make sure that I said that because those kind of accomplishments are significant.
Obviously, this season is not what anybody anticipated, but I'm honored just because I know, despite that, a lot of people put a lot of hard work into the seasons they anticipated on having, and I'm glad that that's not going unnoticed. I think it is a unique opportunity to experience training almost as if you're a kid again, and just doing it for the fun of it, going out and just enjoying runs and not necessarily approaching every workout thinking about what you're doing it for, like a certain competition, but just enjoying the day-to-day.
Yeah, and she's one of the few to have ever won it both on the cross-country side, the National Female Athlete of the Year, and on the track side. So she's a great Buff and one of the greats all-time in track and field, period. So congratulations to Danny Jones. Well, Rick, I know we're going to do a few of these just to kind of keep the communication open with Buff Nation out there. So even though we're not sitting, face-to-face, stay safe out there, will you?
Yeah, you do the same. Go Buffs.
All right, that's Athletic Director Rick George as you bring you the at-home edition of the Buffalo Stampede. We'll talk to you again in the near future.